At age 54, my brother Randy died of cancer. He had fought the disease for nearly 3 years. This is how I choose to remember him. Not in a hospital bed, but as a young man, full of promise, full of hope, full of life. This is Randy. Energetic, very physical, always on the move, always on the go, always looking for adventure. He told me once of riding his bicycle across the Rocky Mountains. One time he took off for the Gulf of Mexico and went to work on a fishing boat. He backpacked in Europe. What other adventures he had, I don't know. He kept to himself. Or is it that I didn't take the time to ask? Either way, somehow, I learned more about Randy's life and explorations from others, indirectly, than I ever heard from him. After he died, my sister and I opened the trunk of his car to find that as part of his preparations for chemotherapy and a bone marrow transplant, Randy had packed his tent, his backpack, his sleeping bag, snorkeling fins, and golf clubs. Randy planned on beating his cancer and living and loving his life. Randy never married. I don't think he ever saw himself settling down. Randy once described himself as a lover of life, and he said that he wanted that on his tombstone. Randy had an active and restless mind as well. Randy was smart. In school, he earned various academic honors, including being a National Merit Scholar. Randy was always learning, studying, reading, thinking. Two teenage poems by Randy Kinskey. Me. Here lies a boy who was killed in his prime by 6 charging helmets that smashed him at once. They called it a pass rush, but his backup man called it suicide, and he quit the team. A cowboy. He spent his life chewing tobacco, drinking whiskey, and taming women, for he was a cowboy. A big hatter with turned-out toes. A man who was so bull-legged, by the time he was 80, he could sit down without bending his knees. And that is why the grave diggers complained. When he died, they had to dig his grave 6 feet deep and 5 feet wide. As a high school freshman, Randy went out for football. He was slight of build at the time, and one of his friends recalls that Randy could barely see over the line. Yet, he stuck at it. Later in the opening period, the passing combination of Kinskey and his receiver clicked for 30 yards and another score. The fans had hardly stopped cheering when Randy Kinskey recovered another Kelly Walsh fumble. Randy Kinskey, who has assumed the duties as first-string quarterback, did a fine job of running the blue and gold squad. In the fourth period, the Sheridan receiver made a fine run after he snagged one of Kinskey's aerials. Quarterback Randy Kinskey of Sheridan has won 2 games for the Broncs with his left-handed passes. Thermopolis ran into a stone wall following the kickoff and was forced to punt. Randy Kinskey picked up 6 yards. Kinskey then passed and hit through the center for another 3. And then it was off to college for Randy. Here's his senior ad in the newspaper, sponsored by Jersey Creamery. While away at college, he left behind his prized motorcycle. He would come back home periodically and check on it to make sure that I and my brothers weren't riding it while he was gone. Which we were, which was the subject of more good-natured humor at a family reunion.
And I have never forgotten that. Come home from college, there's my prize motorcycle caked with mud. I didn't do it. What the hell have mud got on there?
In college, Randy grew, and grew, and grew, enough that he moved from quarterback to tackle. Randy Kinskey received the Most Improved Player Award in 1972. In 1973, Randy Kinskey, junior tackle from Sheridan, received the Best Blocker Award at the Colorado College 73 Football Awards banquet. Tackle Randy Kinskey was named Top Defensive Player. According to Colorado College's coach, Kinskey was particularly impressive on the line. Colorado College's coach introduced the Kinskey offense, which is playing the single wing the way it was originally designed, with one back whose sole purpose is to block. Randy Kinskey, a senior offensive tackle who was considered the best blocker on the team, moved to the wingback spot with devastating results. "I've never seen anybody make so many blocks in a game," said one coach. "He must have thrown blocks in 90% of our offensive plays. Some of the time it looked like the other team didn't even know where he was coming from." Said Kinskey, "I sure like playing there better. It's a lot more fun." For his efforts, the Sheridan, Wyoming native was named Terrible Tiger of the Week. Randy enjoyed sports and socializing with his family, friends, and neighbors. During family visits, many nieces and nephews gravitated affectionately to Uncle Randy. He enjoyed their company immensely and really liked to hear the ongoing news of their activities. Here he's skiing with our brother Boo, spending time with his nieces Holly and Heidi. And here he is with my daughter Rebecca at a family reunion on their great creek walking adventure.
Yahoo! On our adventure, creek walking. Okay, give me a creek walking high five.
He's a weird uncle.
Creek walking high five. Ah! Come on, here's our diving board. Okay, look out, I'm gonna dive in. Ow! Okay, we're going on the island. Yay!
In our family, our faith helped to form us. The event for so many of the old films was religious. Christmas, Easter, First Communion. Here is a booklet that Randy wrote in first grade, dedicated to my dear mother and father. My name is Charles Kinskey. I am 7 years old. I am in the first grade. I learned many things. Religion. God made me to show His goodness and to make me happy with Him in heaven. Dear parents, I thank you for all you have done for me this year. I love you and I pray for you. Your loving child, Charles. Randy Kinskey, lover of life. We love you. We miss you. Randy, we'll see you later.